So Palo Alto has been working steadily in recent years to reduce community exposure to secondhand smoke and to address tobacco product sales that happen in Palo Alto. And in 2018, the city received an A grade from the American Lung Association and also an exemplary award for reduced exposure to secondhand smoke from Santa Clara County. Now, this acknowledgement was based on Palo Alto's existing current tobacco retail permit ordinance. That existing ordinance restricts the sale of flavored tobacco, sets strict age verification for tobacco purchases, and requires a permit program for tobacco retailers to operate. And then also through a separate ordinance, Palo Alto banned smoking and vaping in most public spaces.
So who are our retailers? We have different types of retailers in our city. Most of them are small shops, gas stations, liquor stores, convenience stores. We do have 2 cigar retailers. We have 3 vape and tobacco stores where all they sell are vaping and tobacco products. And we have 2 kind of unique retailers. We have a hookah lounge in downtown Palo Alto. There's also Mac's Smoke Shop that most of you know about, where snacks and newspapers and smoking and vaping products are sold. So Phil and I went to each of these 22 stores to make sure they had received the information that we mailed about proposed ordinance changes and just to talk to them about what they thought about it. Most of the stores were fine with the proposed changes, but 5 stores, the vaping and tobacco stores, and were very concerned about it and said that they would likely have to shutter their business if an exemption was not included in the ordinance.
Most tobacco retailers would be prohibited from selling flavored tobacco and e-cigarettes products, devices, and liquids. So that closes out everything of interest. The other group, the so-called adult-only stores, where you have to be over 21 to enter the store, the basic exemption would continue, but with those new restrictions. The most important ones being that a youth cannot enter with an adult, which is currently in the exemption, but we would eliminate that. The second most important one is inability to have any new stores in Palo Alto.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lemma Ramawi. I'm a pediatrician in Palo Alto. I'm here today, though, because I would like to urge you to remove the exemptions for the adult-only stores in the ordinance. We know that kids are particularly attracted to the flavors. Just today, my daughter, who's only 11, said to me, "Well, of course, Mom, who wouldn't want to try cotton candy flavor?" In addition, we don't have any evidence that the flavors are safe. On the contrary, a study published just this past December found that the chemical constituents present induced oxidative stress, inflammation, function, and DNA damage in lung cells. Although these products are marketed as a safer alternative to conventional cigarettes, the long-term health effects of e-cigarette flavored pods are really unknown.
My name is Lori Curry, and we are the owners of Mac's Smoke Shop in Palo Alto. And we love Palo Alto. And when we purchased our smoke shop, it was a conscious decision to continue the legacy of Mac's Smoke Shop, one of the oldest institutions in Palo Alto. And over the years, we've seen many changes, but this current pandemic, coupled with taking away our exemption, will force us to close our doors by the end of the year. But I do want to emphasize, our customer is not the teen. Our customer is over 21. And we fully support a more restrictive tobacco ordinance and have already implemented measures beyond what is currently required and proposed. But we feel that a change in the ordinance can best be handled with a scalpel and not a sledgehammer. This needs to work for both sides. And at the heart of this issue, it's far easier for teens to get their products online than in person. Please recognize we take our responsibility very seriously, and allowing the responsible retailer to verify the age of the consumer purchasing tobacco will severely limit youth access. Just to reiterate, we request council recognize that penalizing the retailer is not the solution.
It's not going to come soon enough. And again, as I said earlier, it just is another day, another addiction or two. And I don't think we can wait anymore. In there, it also says the police department staffing shortage in 2019 prohibited the undercover investigations from occurring that year. We're obviously going to have staffing shortages. So there's a lot of things that the city can't do in enforcement. And I haven't seen that come through. It goes back to that. You know, I would really like to see that we take a strong stand in this.
It's a crappy year to be introducing further hardships on any business. And I was kind of going back and forth on this a bunch. But I have to tell you, I was pretty impressed by resident Sally Ann Rudd's letter tonight. But let me just read the key part of her letter here, which is, on Monday, May 11th at 7:10 p.m., my daughter, who's just turned 16 years old and is a sophomore at Pali, spent $68 on vaping products at Mac's Smoke Shop in Palo Alto. She was with her friend who's also 16. They used a debit card belonging to my daughter, monitored by me, and that's how I found out. We have played a cat and mouse game with my daughter over vaping for months. I know she can buy these products online. It would help if she couldn't just walk down the street and buy whatever she wanted. I know Sally Ann. She's my neighbor. You know, if she says her 16-year-old daughter can go downtown and buy vaping products, I believe her. She's a sensible person. The thing is, you know, I've been to Mac's in the last couple of weeks, and the place is plastered floor to ceiling with signs saying you can't do this. I mean, it's illegal for minors to buy this. You will be carded. Don't even try. We will catch you. It's a crime for you to come in here and buy these kinds of products. So I believe Mr. and Mrs. Curry and the Mac's people, I believe they're trying really hard to stop this. But apparently you can't keep it out of the hands of kids. So I think we should proceed and get rid of the exemptions.